What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I got a fun one. Obviously not a fun one for me, but a fun one for you. I need to change out my power steering gearbox, and there are videos out there, and you could obviously look online on YouTube to see if they have a video for you. And it looks fairly easy. I've never done one before, so this will be my first time. So and there goes one of my coworkers I work with, and it's Peterbilt. So first things first. This is what we're working with right here. This is the magical gearbox. It's obviously been leaking. Not from this hose. You might think, oh, it's been leaking from this hose. No, it's somewhere in here that I tried using silicone to stop it. Obviously it didn't work, and over time it just made it worse. Now when I turn to the left, it gives me problems, like it doesn't want to work. So what I'm gonna do first, and I've never done this before, so bear with me, guys. So we have to remove this pitman arm, right? No, okay. We have to remove this pitman arm, and we got 1, 2, 3 bolts. Maybe these 2 as well up here. So this will be the time. If you got that Milwaukee, I suggest using it. Obviously we have right here for the steering shaft, we have a bolt right here, and I'm pretty sure that's about it. Now there is a mark on this pitman arm, which I will get once I get set up. I have it all lit up right here, and there's this mark. You need to line it up with the same mark as this, but I'm getting a new gearbox. This one shot out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I've never done it before. This will be a new experience. But what I am going to do is I need to drain the fluid out of here. So I'm gonna carefully, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain it, okay? But do not, guys, don't just go the step of changing out the gearbox. We obviously, if you guys don't know, we have a filter in our power steering reservoir. I've never changed out this filter. Now maybe that probably caused this to go bad, but usually I was gonna do this month, because I was gonna do it every 6 months. Well, I don't know if it was a little too late or my gearbox just decided to go out. I don't know, but I'm changing it now. And here comes my wife. I'll let you go before she starts embarrassing me and telling me, why are you recording, blah 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 blah. So I have to go. I'll be back. So I was gonna drain it, but this hose is stuck, so I will drain it after I get everything unbolted. Unless you guys could siphon it out of here. That's a choice you guys could do as well. Like I said, this is all new to me, man. I'm starting this. This is the first time I'm ever doing this. So I got this bolt that's holding the steering shaft. It is 11/16 bolt. Now if you guys try to pry it, it might be stuck. Get a chisel right here where it's like the crack. Hammer it in, and then it should loosen it up, which it is loose now. Okay, see, there we go. So that's that. I took off this bolt right here, the one for the pivot arm. I can't pry it off because I'm gonna lift it up. Once I jack up the truck, it's gonna relieve the tension from this, and I should be able to pry it off. Get a chisel, put it in here. Same thing, spread it. Just how you spread your girl's legs. JK. And then once you do that, like I said, I gotta lift it up before I can pry this off. It's stuck on there, obviously, because the weight of the truck is still sitting down. So I haven't really done much. I did try to take this off, but there's a fitting that's stuck with it, and yeah, I gotta figure out how to take just that off, which I'm hoping it won't leak, but I have a bucket down there just in case it would leak. So I'm gonna try to take that off next. Once I take that off, I'm gonna move this hose out of the way, or just, you know, scoot it down. And then once we do that, I'm gonna start by getting the big bolts off. And I'm not gonna take them all the way. I'm probably gonna leave like one up here and maybe one right here. There's also one right there. So I might leave one, like I might leave three, but they're not gonna be like tight. They're gonna be loose, so that way when I take this off, this thing won't just fall off, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm doing this all new. I don't know what I'm doing. I have an idea of what I'm doing, but I'm learning as I'm going. So let's do this. All right, guys, so for my Peterbilt, the hardest ones are going to be these ones right here. They are 24-inch sockets. These ones, it is tricky. You might, you definitely will need somebody, or if you could get a pry bar or a breaker bar and have it on the ground and have it held up. But these two are going to be your most stubborn bolts, your nuts, whatever. Everything else, same thing, 24. This one, for some reason, was different, bigger on the back end, and I believe the front end too. I'm not sure why this one's different, but I'm gonna leave this one up here. And everyone else, every other bolt and nut is the same size. This one's the only biggest one, so this one is the very top one. So I'm gonna put it back up here. Let's see. This hose is giving me problems. This hose is being stubborn. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that, but right now I'm gonna jack up the vehicle, and then I'm gonna try to pry this off. And this one will probably be, I'm hoping I don't need a pivot arm puller, which the pivot arm puller will go on around it, and the bolt will go in there, and it'll spread this coming out. But I'm gonna jack it up, and hopefully we'll go from there. So let me go get my jack, and then I'll be back. All right, guys, like I said, you guys will need to lift it up. The tire, I was losing air pressure out of my bottle jack, and I was wondering why it wasn't budging. But if you guys have a sledgehammer, hit it on top. The sledgehammer did so much work. But what I'm gonna do for the next one, when I put on the new one, I'm gonna put anti-seize all around this, so that way in the future, if this ever goes out on me, I hope it doesn't, but if it ever goes out on me, the anti-seize would hopefully make it a lot easier to make this come out. Because honestly, a pry bar should have done the job. But that's why they have the pivot arm. It goes around and you screw it in, and it goes in here, and as you're tightening it, it's pulling the pivot arm. You know, that's the easiest way. But hey, if you have a sledgehammer, there you go, you're able to do the same job. So but before, also make sure you guys, it's tightened. You guys saw that I struggled because it was moving, this whole thing. So before you take off these bolts, remove the pivot arm first, and then also remove your steering shaft and then the pivot arm, so that way you can get the bolts. Like I said, I'm pretty much almost done with the job. I had to drain the system because I am replacing the filter, and then I gotta struggle with this freaking hose that's giving me a hard time. So other than that, I'm almost done, guys. So yeah, just keep watching the video. Guys, so this side, the pressure side, is giving me problems. I'm gonna take off the pressure side off of the pump side that's on the block. So that's also another pump, guys. So that's the pump, that's what feeds or gives the pressure to the gearbox, you know. So that is gear driven. I'm not sure how much that cost. I think that one was actually cheaper than this one, to be honest. And I thought maybe that might be my problem, but my uncle said it's not. He says that one, he says usually that one gives out, you'll start losing a lot of fluid, and usually that fluid will go into your engine oil. So but that's not the problem. So I believe it's that one. But like I said, it was leaking before, so I know this one was done. So my uncle said it wasn't even that old, but you know, I mean, if you drive hard, you work hard, obviously the parts are not gonna last long, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna try to take off that fitting, and because like I said, that one's giving me problems. But I don't know, maybe if I could get like a, because the fitting that's connected to here to the gearbox is coming off with this hose fitting, so that's why it's turning. Yeah, that's where my problem's at. So let me see what I can do. All right, guys, so this fitting, because this one was like it was like coming up loose. This fitting that goes to the gearbox, the pressure side, it was coming off with it. So as I was turning left, this was unscrewing itself too. So yeah, so I had to get 2 7/8, 1 7/8 to hold it right here, another 7/8 to break it up, take this nut off. But I used a hammer, and you know, with hitting with the hammer with the vibration, it actually helped. So that's off now. But this fitting I need to take off and put on another one, which obviously you'll take that fitting and you'll take that fitting and put it back on the other one. These actually do have O-rings. You guys can replace them. I'm not gonna replace them. Mine didn't leak from there, obviously. But you know, it's best practice to change it out. Like I said, it's up to you guys if you guys want to do it or not, but I'm not gonna do it. It is draining, not like how I wanted it to, but it is what it is. It's making a mess, you know. Pretty soon, like I said, guys, once I get enough followers, you know, make some money on YouTube or TikTok, whatever it might be, I'm opening up a metal garage, a shed, where you guys call it, and I will not be doing my work outside. That's one of my goals, guys. So yeah, So we'll see. Maybe we can get there one day. Not that we'll see. We are gonna get there one day, and I hope it's soon, because dealing with the winter out here in Amarillo, it's horrible, right, son? It's cold, and I don't want to be out here in the cold. Obviously, I want to be working. Obviously, working on the vehicle, working on the truck, whether you're working on it, is stressful, but at least I'm not freezing my little nuts off while doing it, right?
Yes.
We don't want to freeze our nuts anymore, so help us out. Subscribe. Anyway, so what I'm going to do next is I am going to take off the last bolts. No, I'm going to see what I can do with this hose, because this thing's pretty heavy, guys. This thing's pretty fucking heavy, and I don't want to yank this fucking hose, break this, and it just be a worse fucking problem, you know. So I'm gonna see what I can do about this hose, and then I'll take out the last nut, the last bolt, screw, whatever you want to call it, because that's pretty much that's holding up this. Is just that bolt and nut right there. Everything else is off. So I'm gonna see what I can do about this hose. Cause I said I don't want to ruin this hose. Fuck it, if I ruin the hose, I ruin the hose. I go to a parts store and get another hose. But I do not want to fuck up this housing, mess up this drainage, this nipple, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want this problem to be another problem. So yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna see what I can do with this hose, and if I can't figure it out, then I'm just gonna take out this screw. And then as I'm holding it, I'll gently start pulling it down so I don't mess this up. So let's go from there. Alright guys, so I forgot to hit record on the GoPro, like always, but I left this top one up here, and what I did is I grabbed this and I pushed it up on this side and I let it rest there. And then, like I said, if you guys have two people, it helps. And then I had my son push in this back one and I got it through. I just put like a couple threads on there, and now it's just resting on there. This thing is heavy, guys, so yeah, just pay attention, guys. Like I said, you guys have another hand, perfect. If you guys don't, just be careful. This thing is heavy. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put on, what's that plastic piece I was telling you? That weird piece. The reason why I didn't put a nut on this one instead of this is because we got to put this piece. I don't know what this is, honestly, guys. If you guys do know what it's for, leave a comment down below. But that's why I didn't put a nut on this, because I know this piece has to go on top of there. Alright guys, it's a new day, and I had to stop recording. My GoPro died. I don't have another one. I need to invest in another one. I told my son to charge it. You know, when you tell a kid to do something, they sometimes most likely don't end up doing it. Yeah, so that's what happened. Anyways, it's not his fault. I should have charged it, but the job is done. There she is. Here is the gearbox. Power steering gearbox. Hold on. Let me clean you guys up real quick. Alright guys, so before you guys even attempt to do this by yourself, I suggest two things. And I really recommend it because it kind of put me in a bind. Now, most likely, no, you guys will need to get this alignment done. Okay, I kind of had, not that I ran into a problem, actually kind of it's gonna benefit me in the future. But so first things first, before you guys try to attempt this, if you guys have a jack to lift up the truck, make sure you guys have jack stands, because you guys will need this whole front end up suspended. Okay, that's one. Okay, now if you don't have that option, that's fine. Make sure these wheels are straight, right? Other option you will need to do, make sure you guys have a socket to remove this. It's either 33 or 34. I don't know because I didn't even take it off. I tried to attempt it, but if you are going to take it off, it's a 33 34 sockets, and you're going to get a sledgehammer and you're going to beat it. You're going to twist this off until the threads, until this crown nut is covering these threads. So when you're hitting it with the sledgehammer, this should pop off from your drag link, right? So that's another option. Now, like I said, you guys can do that. Or if you don't have either, like with me, here, keep watching. So the gearbox, guys, it was fairly, it was easy, but I made it more difficult than what it needs to be. Now mounting it up was easy. That's the easy part, you know. The fittings, your power, your pressure return line, your this, all this right here is easy. The hard part was getting the pitman arm back on. You guys do make sure there's a mark, and there's a mark right here on this pitman arm. This mark needs to line up with this mark. For some reason I have two of them, but this is where the old one was. So if you guys have two marks, make sure you guys pay attention before you take it off. Which mark is it? Was it on the first one, or the top one, or the bottom one? Mine was on the bottom one, so that's why I put it back. There are splines, spindles, what are those splines? You want to make sure those splines are matching up with the splines on the pitman arm, and it should go right in. You guys will need a chisel to kind of expand this metal a little bit, and it'll be easy. Now the problem what I had was because it wasn't elevated, my front end wasn't elevated. When I tried to put back the pitman arm with connected with the drag link, it would not line up. This would not line up. The splines wouldn't go in. The splines were literally on top of the other splines, and you don't want to do that. It should fit right in, nice and snug. Yes, you might need to beat it still with the sledgehammer to put it in, but these splines on your pitman arm should not be on top of the splines of the gearbox. It should go right in. So at that point, if this is not meeting up with this, what you're gonna have to do, and this is why I said you're gonna have to go get an alignment done. But not only that, and I'll tell you what else you're gonna have to do. So you're gonna have to, if this is not matching up with that, and you did what I did, not having it jacked up or taking out the pitman arm with the drag link, then you're gonna have to put back on the steering shaft. Now here's also another problem with mine. I guess with certain gearboxes, there's a slot, and this slot makes this bolt and not only fit one way. I guess some gearboxes, they're slotted on both sides, so that way it'll be easier to make sure your steering wheel is nice and straight. But mine was only slotted on one side, so fortunately I had to turn my steering wheel, making my steering wheel offset a little bit. So that's probably another thing you're gonna run into, another issue. It's okay. I mean, it is okay, and it's kind of not okay, you know. But so like I said, you're gonna, if it's not matching up with this mark's not matching up with your pitman arm, put back on your steering shaft, and you're gonna have you or somebody turn the steering, and when you turn the steering wheel, this will move either counterclockwise or clockwise, but you move it until wherever you need it to, so it matches, it lines up with that notch. But like I said, before you do it, make sure these wheels are straight. I don't know how you guys gotta do it, or if there's a way, and if there is a way, let me know, because I had my wheels a little bit off-centered, off to the left, and that's why I had to go get an alignment done. So if you guys know a tip or a trick, I'm pretty sure I could look it up, but I didn't. So make sure that these wheels are straight, guys. Your wheels are straight. So yeah, You're gonna turn the wheel, and then by that time you should have this mark lined up with that. Put it on. That's it. Tighten up your, so remember I told you guys I thought this nut was different, this bolt. No, I got it all mixed up. And this big, the very big one, goes for the pivot arm. All the ones that are supposed to go onto the gearbox, they're all the same size, everything. Me, I just got confused, and I totally forgot that the pivot arm had this giant bolt slash nut. So yeah, it was fun. And yeah, so that's that. So now if you guys did what I did, like I said, it's only slotted one way. Now your steering wheel is offset, you know. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get a steering wheel puller, and you're gonna have to make sure the wheels are straight. Before you do this, you're gonna have to pull off your steering wheel and turn it, and there should be like splines in there, and you're gonna make it where you turn it straight. My steering wheel is nasty. It's the original one, you know. That's just a cover. That's not any real wood grain. That's just a cover. I got the OEM one, so I need to turn it just a little bit, but I want my steering wheel straight, so I am gonna buy me an aftermarket one. Yes, I'm gonna buy me an aftermarket steering wheel. I saw some of them on eBay. I believe the seller is Forever Sharp. I saw their steering wheels. They look pretty nice. I'm gonna buy me one from there. So yeah, that was the job. Now what I'm gonna do is, now I'm gonna show you guys, because I have a leak. Obviously you see that leak, that's coming from the reservoir. This clamp, I can't tighten it no more. It's like stripped. So I sucked out the reservoir. Here we go. And the fluid that you guys need for this is ATF, which technically we need Dextron 3, which ATF, if you guys look in the back of the bottles, it tells you Dextron 3, so, which is ATF. So that's new fluid. So I just sucked up the new fluid and put it back in the bottle, because I'm still going to reuse the fluid. There's no point of wasting it when it's still new. So yeah, I got this transfer pump at Harbor Freight, 10 bucks right here. After taxes, 10 bucks, get you one. This thing comes in handy. So yeah, everything's out, everything's sucked out. And also remember, I changed out the filter, which I'll show you guys the filter too in a little bit right now. I don't believe I showed the part number, so I'm gonna type it up, look it up right now on Google. I'll put a picture somewhere for the part number. And then I will show you guys this part number for the gearbox. Now if you guys call and you guys need to know your guys' gearbox, they have different numbers. These are stamped on. These do you no good. This right here, don't even worry about those. If they're calling and they're wanting to know what numbers or serial numbers you have on your gearbox, it's gonna be down here, guys, right underneath here. There's a stamp, and it tells, and it's like imprinted, engraved, whatever, and there's a bunch of numbers, and those are the numbers that you want. So that way, if you call for a parts store, those are the numbers they want. So don't worry about these. It's the one back there. Those are the ones they want. So yeah, so I'll put a picture, or on my receipt I'll put the part number for my gearbox, which is for the 2011 Peterbilt 386. I'm pretty sure all 386 use the same ones, but don't quote me on that, because I know we have different engines and all that for the 386. So, but you guys need a part number. You guys know what to look for. So I have all the fluid sucked out. So now I'm gonna take it off. It's literally a Phillips or a I believe a 9/16 or 7/16. So I'm gonna take that off, and I did get a new one. I got a new clamp. I went to Fleet Pride, seeing if they would have it. They didn't have it, so I had to go to Rush. You guys could, even for that, you guys can even go to, even if we have a Peterbilt, I could have gone to Freightliner, because some Freightliners, they run the same thing, the type of reservoir. You know, I could have gone to Freightliner for that, but I didn't. I went to Rush. I have an account there, so that's why I went to Rush. So here's the part number for the clamp. So you guys want to buy an extra one, but if it's been a while, guys, if you guys have an older truck and you're doing a gearbox and you gotta change this out, I might as well just buy a new clamp just in case. It was leaking a lot of fluid, and if I got pulled in for an inspection, that would have given me a citation or violation, whatever you want to call it, because it is leaking on the floor, and that right there is a citation. If your truck leaks fluid on the floor, they can get you for a citation of contamination or something like that for fluids on the ground. So yeah, so you guys don't want that. Luckily, I did not get pulled in for an inspection, thank goodness. So I'm changing this out right now. And yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna remove this with the Phillips, or like I said, I believe it's a 7/16. I might be wrong, but let's find out. Let's find out together. I am a little bit tired. No, I am tired. I have to work tonight. Well, actually, no, I do not know if I need to work tonight yet. They have not called me for a load. They have not called me for a load yet, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll find out in a little bit. All right. Okay, so it's not 3/8, and it's not a 7/16. So, like I said, yeah, is this a 5/16? Let me see. I got my tools all laying around everywhere, guys. I still need to put all my tools away from doing this job. And this is what happens. You get your tools, and now I don't know where all my tools are at, because I did not organize them. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, it's right here. It is, yep, it is a 5/16. Let me just make sure. Yeah, and I like having my truck clean, guys. I don't want to be leaking. I just don't want to have to deal with the hassle of getting a violation. I just don't. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I know you guys don't want to deal with it either. You know, there's no point. Yes, it is a 5/16, so I'm gonna take it off. And I believe the part number is actually on top of the filter. Maybe I might be able to show you guys that part number. So I'm gonna take this off, take out this housing, and then I'll go from there. Alright guys, so that's what the filter looks like. It's very easy. Just pop it off, put it back in. That end, how it looks right there, it's gonna look like the same way on the other end. It doesn't matter, there's no top or bottom. I mean, the filter didn't tell me place up, place bottom, none of that. This is spring. It's like a little spring. That little piece goes right in the middle of that. So I don't see no part number, but I'll get it off my receipt and I'll show you guys. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna clean around this this gasket looking thing, and then I'm gonna unwrap this and put it back on. So yep, and I thought I sucked enough of the oil out, or the fluid, and apparently not, because I made all that mess. So yeah, it might be a little bit messy. don't over-tighten it, because eventually this will just your tine, it'll just start skipping because it's tight enough already. Make sure you just want to make sure it's sitting on there nice and tight. And then I just folded this back. You don't have to do this. I just do it so that way this screw doesn't end up backing off. And then I'm gonna wipe it down real quick, and then I'm gonna wipe it down, fill it up again with fluid, and hopefully it stops leaking. At that point, if it doesn't stop leaking, you guys will need to get a gasket like the one I cleaned. Maybe it's bad, I don't know, maybe it's brittle, I don't know. But yeah, so that's gonna end the video. I ain't gonna lie, guys, I was frustrated with the pivot arm, but my uncle was the one that told me of putting on a steering shaft and turning it. He called me earlier too. He did call me, and not that I ignored it, his phone call. I was busy, you know, I wanted to get this done. And honestly, if I would answer his phone call, he would have told me that. I wouldn't have been stressed. I ain't gonna lie though, I was getting angry, I was stressed out. But now, since I'm telling you guys should, you know, you guys should be all right. I was able to do it. You guys, if I'm able to do it, you guys are able to do it. So the alignment, guys, I went to Petro. But if it's on a day, like I said, you guys know how I feel about going to Petro and TA for alignment. Southern Tire Mart was closed on a Sunday, so I literally had no choice. And not only that, usually Southern Tire Mart, they want appointments only. But if you guys know a good shop nearby you guys, other than TA and Petro, go there for your alignment. I would honestly go to Southern Tire Mart, but it was closed, like I said. So I had no choice. I had a load last night, so I had to get it done. But you guys will need an alignment done. I paid, I think it was like $175 to $200 for the front steer alignment, and my alignment wasn't even bad. But like I said, my steering wheel is not straight, but it's okay because I'm buying an aftermarket one, so it worked out overall. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I wish I could have showed you guys more when I was getting frustrated pulling my hair, but you know, at least I'm able to tell you guys what to expect and what to do. That way you guys don't go through what I was doing. Yeah. But yeah, I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope this video helps you, gives you the confidence of doing these type of jobs, because honestly, I'm glad I did this type of job because I learned from it. I know what to do now or next, and I still gotta buy jack stands. I still gotta buy sockets to fit these other nuts. So I know what to do in the future, but like I said, I want to try things out first before I completely give up. Obviously, I kind of know what and what I can't do, but I like doing this video so that way it kind of gives you guys the confidence, and it kind of also shows you guys what to expect on doing this type of job. You know, I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not an easy job, or it's not easy doing maintenance on these vehicles. Everything's bigger, heavier. Everything's complicated. Obviously, we literally got to line up a mark with another mark. So you know, these things they're complicated. You know, and I get it. You know, sometimes you see something, it's broken, you kind of get a little discouraged. You just want to get back on the road and make more money. I get it, but me, I want to get the experience. Video helps you guys out. And like always, leave a comment down below. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any tips, let me know. Because for the future, if I ever do this job again, I hope not anytime soon. Obviously, if I do this job, it might be on somebody else's truck. You know, make a little extra. Nothing wrong with that. But until then, you know, who knows? But if you guys have any questions, any comments, leave it down below. I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. You know, obviously I'm busy. Obviously you guys see that. So yeah, smash that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys on my future videos. Peace out.